Have you ever wondered, why does it feel like our mind completely disappears when we sleep, yet when we wake up, we seem to have gone through something profound? Why is sleep so important? Is it really just the mind shutting down, or is there something more going on during that time? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the Buddhist perspective on sleep and uncover some fascinating insights from both science and spirituality. You'll discover that sleep is not just a break for the body, but an essential process that rejuvenates the mind and spirit. Let's explore the different stages of sleep and how our minds function during each one. If this topic piques your curiosity, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like this. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps the channel grow and brings more quality content to you. Be sure to watch the entire video so you can catch all the valuable information we're sharing today. Chapter 1. The beginning of sleep, a journey into stillness. The transition from wakefulness to sleep is a moment we all recognize, yet it is often overlooked. It's that familiar instance when the noise and bustle of the day slowly begin to recede, and the world outside becomes quieter, as if the universe is gently lowering its volume. You lie down, close your eyes, and feel the heaviness of the day's experiences start to lift. Your body, worn from the activities of the day, gradually relaxes, and your thoughts, which once raced, start to slow down. It's not an abrupt stop, but more like a gradual transition into stillness, much like the fading of a melody. The mental noise that we carry with us throughout the day gradually diminishes, allowing for a space of calm to emerge. In the Buddhist teachings, sleep is seen not merely as a cessation of activity or a pause in the day, but as an opportunity for renewal. It is a time when the body and mind are given a chance to heal and restore themselves. The Buddha's approach to life emphasized moderation, a principle that extends to sleep. Whether in eating, speaking, or resting, the key to balance is finding the middle path. Excess leads to excess, whether it is too much activity or indulgence, and deprivation leads to imbalance. For sleep, too, it is important not to overindulge or deprive ourselves of rest, as both extremes can create disharmony in the mind and body. Buddhism teaches that sleep is much more than just a break from the day's work. It's a time for mental restoration. Our physical bodies need rest, yes, but the mind needs it just as much, if not more. We live in a world where we're often bombarded with external stimuli, whether it's work, relationships, or the distractions of technology. These distractions can cause the mind to race and never truly rest, which affects our overall well-being. Sleep, in the Buddhist sense, offers us a precious opportunity to reset, to allow our mind to calm, and to bring clarity and freshness to our awareness. It's not a retreat into unconsciousness, but rather an opportunity to heal and prepare for the day ahead. Moderation is the Buddha's key to all things, and sleep is no exception. When we find that sweet spot between too much and too little sleep, we allow ourselves to be mentally refreshed and physically restored. Sleeping excessively can lead to sluggishness and mental fog, causing us to feel disconnected from the world around us. We wake up feeling tired, as if we've spent the night wading through thick mental fog. On the other hand, if we sleep too little, our bodies become frail and our minds irritable. We lack focus and find it difficult to be present. This imbalance affects our emotional and physical health, leading to unnecessary stress and poor concentration. In Buddhism, mindfulness plays a crucial role in every aspect of life, including sleep. The act of sleeping itself can be approached mindfully. Instead of just lying down to fall asleep out of habit, we can make sleep a conscious practice of letting go. As we settle into bed, we can consciously release the day's thoughts and experiences. By doing so, we offer ourselves the opportunity to not only rest physically, but also heal mentally and emotionally. When we approach sleep with mindfulness, we cultivate the ability to reawaken the next day with clarity and renewed energy. Instead of merely recovering from exhaustion, sleep becomes an opportunity for the mind to reset. It becomes a sacred time for mental healing, one where we allow the clutter of our waking thoughts to clear and create the space for peace and balance. This is a vital practice that can enhance our ability to engage in mindfulness throughout the day. When we wake, we're more present, more centered, and more attuned to the world around us. Sleep, in this way, becomes a foundation for practicing mindfulness in our waking lives, not just a necessary function of the body. Thus, in the teachings of the Buddha, sleep is more than just a bodily necessity. It is an opportunity to engage with life in a deeper way. When we approach sleep with mindfulness, we open ourselves to greater peace, balance, and mental clarity. Through the proper use of rest, we nurture the mind as much as we do the body, fostering a deeper sense of presence and awareness in all aspects of our lives. Chapter 2. The Buddha's Teachings on Rest. In the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, which details the final days of the Buddha, we find a deeply significant moment where, after a long period of teaching, the Buddha rests under a tree. This seemingly simple act of rest carries profound meaning. Despite having attained enlightenment and being free from physical and mental suffering, the Buddha still recognized the vital importance of rest. He understood that the body and mind, even in a state of spiritual awakening, require periods of rejuvenation. This scene underscores an important lesson. Rest is not a luxury, but a necessary practice for maintaining physical and mental vitality. What makes this act of rest so striking is not merely the fact that the Buddha, like all humans, needed sleep, but how he approached it. Many people rest simply to escape from the stresses of life, using sleep as a temporary retreat from the burdens of the day. However, the Buddha did not use sleep as an avoidance tactic. Instead, he rested with awareness. His sleep was not a flight from his responsibilities or a way to numb the mind. It was an intentional practice of renewal. By resting mindfully, the Buddha used sleep as an opportunity to recharge not only his body, but also his mind. He would rest with the same sense of presence and attentiveness that he brought to his meditation or teaching. When he awoke, he did not feel sluggish or disoriented as many of us might after a long rest. Instead, the Buddha emerged from sleep refreshed and clear-headed, his mind sharp and his presence more profound than before. This demonstrates the transformative power of mindful rest. Rather than being a passive escape, sleep became a tool for cultivating mindfulness and clarity. This practice of mindful rest brings to light an essential teaching. Sleep, when approached with awareness, enhances our ability to stay present. Far from being a time when the mind shuts off, mindful sleep shifts the mind into a state of deeper awareness. This is not about retreating from life or checking out, but about entering a state of heightened receptivity and tranquility, a space that allows the mind to rejuvenate without losing its clarity. Even though we sleep, our underlying awareness remains intact, and it is restored during these moments of stillness. For the Buddha, sleep was not an indulgence or a necessary evil. It was an opportunity for spiritual nourishment. When practiced mindfully, sleep helps restore the mind to its natural state of calm and clarity, ready to engage with the world from a place of equanimity. The Buddha's approach to rest teaches us that sleep can be a powerful tool for mental health and spiritual development. It is a time when we can let go of the day's distractions, and in doing so, find a deeper connection with our present experience. This mindful approach to sleep has significant implications for how we approach life in general. When we rest without awareness, we are merely seeking relief from fatigue or stress. But when we sleep mindfully, we are practicing a form of awareness that permeates our waking life as well. By cultivating mindfulness in sleep, we can wake up feeling more aligned, present, and mentally clear, ready to take on the challenges of the day with focus and wisdom. The Buddha's practice of rest serves as a reminder that, even in our most basic and essential activities, we have the opportunity to practice mindfulness and deepen our spiritual awareness. Thus, in the Buddha's teachings, sleep is not just about recovery. It is an essential part of maintaining a healthy mind and body. By practicing rest mindfully, we align ourselves with the natural rhythms of life, restoring both our physical energy and our mental clarity, so that we can continue to engage with the world from a place of deep presence. Chapter 3. The Science of Sleep and Mindfulness. Modern science recognizes sleep as a complex process consisting of two primary stages: REM, rapid eye movement, and NREM, non-rapid eye movement, sleep. These stages, particularly NREM sleep, are essential for the body's restoration. During the deeper stages of NREM sleep, the body undergoes significant repair and memories are consolidated. The brain's activity in these stages is characterized by slow, rhythmic brain waves, signaling a state of deep rest and rejuvenation. This is when the body restores its physical energy, repairs tissues, and strengthens the immune system, ensuring that we wake up ready to face a new day. In the world of neuroscience, sleep is often thought of in terms of physical recovery, memory consolidation, and the regulation of various bodily functions. However, while science provides a detailed and fascinating understanding of the restorative qualities of sleep, Buddhist teachings offer a complementary perspective that delves into the mind's transformation during rest. In Buddhism, sleep is not merely a state of unconsciousness or an absence of thought. Rather, it is seen as a shift in the mind's mode of awareness. As we begin to drift into sleep, the body begins to relax, and so too does the mind. Our sensory experiences, sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell, become less prominent. We start to disconnect from the external world, and the everyday distractions of life fade into the background. The chatter of our thoughts slows down, and our awareness starts to withdraw from the external world. This process of withdrawal is natural, as the mind moves into a quieter, more receptive state. In Buddhist teachings, this shift is often described as a temporary cessation of external distraction, giving way to a more profound connection to the inner world of thoughts, feelings, and subtle awareness. What is important to note in the Buddhist understanding of sleep is that it is not the complete disappearance of consciousness. Unlike the common belief that sleep is simply a time when we turn off the mind, Buddhism teaches that sleep represents a shift in the nature of consciousness. It's not about shutting off awareness entirely, but rather moving into a more restful yet active state of consciousness. The mind does not become dormant. Instead, it becomes quieter, less fragmented, and more attuned to the subtle workings of the deeper layers of consciousness. This Buddhist perspective complements what science has uncovered about the different brainwave states during sleep. While the brain exhibits slow waves in deep NREM sleep, which signify a more restful, restorative state, Buddhist philosophy suggests that even in these states, the mind is still operating, just in a different mode. It's not about complete stillness or emptiness. Rather, it's about finding a more harmonious balance where mental chatter subsides and the mind can reconnect with its deeper, quieter aspects. In this state of quiet, the mind becomes less reactive to external stimuli and more receptive to inner processes. The thoughts and worries that dominate our waking life become less intense, creating the space for a more profound inner awareness to emerge. Buddhist teachings describe this state as one where the mind is not actively engaged in the struggles and distractions of daily life, but is instead able to rest in a peaceful, more harmonious state of being. This subtle shift allows the mind to rejuvenate without losing its capacity for awareness. From a practical standpoint, mindful sleep can be seen as a form of mental and emotional restoration. By consciously letting go of the distractions of the day as we fall asleep, we allow the mind to shift into this more balanced state, where healing can take place. Just as our body recovers during deep sleep, our mind, too, benefits from this pause in external engagement. This is where the overlap between scientific understanding and Buddhist practice occurs. Both recognize that sleep is essential for health, but while science focuses on the physical restoration, Buddhism brings our attention to the more subtle, mental aspects of rest. Sleep, from a Buddhist viewpoint, becomes a time when we reconnect with the essence of our being, allowing the mind to rest and restore, not by disappearing, but by entering a state of deeper awareness. This restful state isn't about complete detachment, but rather about cultivating an awareness that is still, balanced, and present, an awareness that continues to work beneath the surface, even in the quiet of sleep. Chapter 4. The Mind During Sleep, Still Yet Active. Despite the common assumption that the mind shuts off during sleep, Buddhist teachings suggest otherwise. According to Buddhism, the mind, or citta, never truly disappears during sleep. While our waking thoughts and mental activities may slow down and become less dominant, the mind is still functioning, just in a subtler, quieter way. This suggests that sleep is not the end of awareness, but a shift into a different mode of consciousness, one that is less fragmented and more integrated. In Buddhist philosophy, The mind is often described through the framework of the 5 khandhas or aggregates, which help explain the various components of our consciousness. These are 1. Rupa, the physical body. 2. Vedana, feelings. 3. Sana, perceptions. 4. Sakar, mental formations, including volitions, habits, and tendencies. 5. Vaya, consciousness. During sleep, these aggregates become less active or dominant, but they do not disappear entirely. In fact, they continue to function in the background, supporting essential processes and maintaining the equilibrium of the body and mind. For instance, Rupa, the physical body, is still engaged in crucial restorative functions during sleep, like repairing tissues and regulating metabolic processes. Vedana, the emotional or feeling component, remains at work, even if the intensity of emotions has quieted. Similarly, Sana, which is our capacity for perception, continues to influence how we perceive our surroundings even while we sleep, though in a less acute and conscious manner. The most significant aspect of sleep in this context is how Vaya, or consciousness, operates during rest. While our direct awareness of the external world diminishes, our deeper level of consciousness remains active, regulating fundamental bodily functions like breathing and heartbeat. This is the aspect of the mind that ensures we continue to live even when we are unaware of it. In this way, consciousness during sleep is not extinguished, but remains engaged with the world at a basic, automatic level, just like the essential systems of a computer that continue to run in the background even when the screen is off. Think of the mind during sleep like a computer entering sleep mode. When you put a computer to sleep, the screen turns off and the processor quiets down. However, the core system remains active, performing necessary background tasks like updating software or keeping certain processes running. Similarly, during sleep, while our mental chatter quiets and our active thoughts fade away, the underlying awareness, the fundamental capacity for perception and consciousness, remains present. This awareness is not something that we actively engage with during sleep, but it remains a constant, underlying presence. Buddhist teachings on the mind suggest that this deeper level of awareness during sleep is a natural part of our existence. We are always conscious, even if we are not directly aware of it. This understanding invites us to look at sleep not as a void or a state of mental inactivity, but as an opportunity for the mind to engage in a more subtle and harmonious form of functioning. In this quiet state, the mind is still processing, regulating, and even integrating the experiences of the day in a way that supports mental and physical health. The Buddhist teachings also emphasize that the mind during sleep is not a blank slate or a mindless void. Rather, it is a space where we are less distracted by external stimuli and more attuned to the underlying patterns of our mind, our mental habits, emotional responses, and deeply ingrained tendencies. While we are not actively controlling or engaging with these aspects during sleep, they continue to shape our experience. This understanding encourages us to see sleep not as an escape from ourselves, but as a natural process that allows for the ongoing work of mental purification and renewal. By recognizing that the mind remains active during sleep, albeit in a quieter, more subtle form, we can begin to see sleep as an integral part of the mindfulness practice. It is a time when we can actively rest our conscious mind, allowing the subconscious and deeper layers of awareness to engage in important restorative and integrative work. In doing so, we prepare ourselves to wake up more refreshed, with a mind that is clearer, more present, and better able to meet the challenges of the day ahead. Chapter 5. Dreams and their meaning. Dreams are one of the most intriguing and mysterious aspects of sleep. They often evoke strong emotions, and there is a sense that they come from a place beyond the control of the conscious mind. We may wake up feeling disturbed, enlightened, or confused by the vivid imagery and feelings experienced in our dreams. In Buddhist teachings, dreams are not seen as random events or mere flights of fancy. Instead, they are understood as reflections of the mind's ongoing activity. The content of our dreams is shaped by the same mental processes that govern our waking lives, making them an essential part of our overall mental and emotional experience. In Buddhism, it is said that the mind is the forerunner of all things. This is particularly relevant when it comes to dreams, as the emotions, thoughts, and experiences we encounter during the day are the building blocks of our nighttime narratives. The Dhammapada teaches that the mind shapes our reality. This is true both when we are awake and asleep. The mind does not simply go dormant when we sleep. Rather, it continues to work in the background, processing and interpreting experiences from the day. This ongoing mental activity can manifest in the form of dreams, often providing insight into the unconscious aspects of our psyche. Buddhist philosophy suggests that dreams are not merely reflections of random thoughts, but rather symbols of unresolved emotions, unprocessed fears, or desires that we may not fully recognize during our waking hours. For instance, if we experience anxiety or stress during the day, these emotions may resurface in our dreams, sometimes in exaggerated or symbolic ways. The imagery in our dreams, although sometimes bizarre or confusing, can be seen as a mirror reflecting our subconscious mind. By paying attention to these reflections, we can better understand the emotions or issues that we have not fully addressed in our waking life. Modern neuroscience supports this Buddhist view of dreams. Research shows that REM, rapid eye movement, sleep is the phase of sleep most strongly associated with vivid dreaming. During REM sleep, the brain's emotional centers, such as the amygdala, are highly active, while the logical centers of the brain, such as the prefrontal cortex, are less engaged. This imbalance explains why dreams often have an emotional intensity and a sense of irrationality. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, drives much of the emotional content of our dreams, while the prefrontal cortex, which governs logic and reasoning, remains dormant. This is why dreams can sometimes seem disconnected from reality, filled with surreal imagery and unexplainable scenarios. Buddhism emphasizes that dreams are not simply chaotic or meaningless. While some dreams may be unsettling or strange, they are believed to offer valuable insights into the deeper layers of the mind. Dreams are seen as opportunities for self-reflection, providing clues about the subconscious fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts that may lie beneath the surface of our waking consciousness. In many ways, dreams are a continuation of our meditation during sleep, a subtle form of mindfulness in which the mind continues to process and integrate our experiences. For example, if we dream of being chased or falling, these are often symbolic representations of our fears or feelings of insecurity in real life. Dreams of flying may reflect a desire for freedom or escape, while dreams of being trapped could point to feelings of being overwhelmed or confined by circumstances. By reflecting on the symbols and emotions in our dreams, we can gain a deeper understanding of our inner workings and begin to address the challenges or unacknowledged parts of ourselves that we may not confront during the day. In Buddhist practice, the idea of dream yoga is sometimes explored. This practice involves becoming aware of the nature of dreams while still asleep and using them as a tool for spiritual growth. By cultivating mindfulness in dreams, individuals can use these experiences to better understand their subconscious mind, letting go of attachment, fear, and desire, and ultimately achieving a greater sense of clarity. Thus, while dreams may sometimes appear to be mere random sequences of images or emotions, they are deeply connected to our waking consciousness. By reflecting on our dreams and using them as tools for self-inquiry, we can gain profound insights into our emotional and mental states. Dreams offer us a unique opportunity to explore the unresolved aspects of ourselves and confront what may be hidden beneath the surface of our daily awareness. Through this reflection, we can continue to grow and develop both spiritually and emotionally, bringing more clarity and peace into our waking lives. Chapter 6. Deep Sleep, the Ground of Being. Deep sleep, or slow-wave sleep, SWS, is widely recognized as the most restorative phase of the sleep cycle. During this phase, the mind seems to retreat completely. There are no vivid dreams, and we are not consciously aware of the world around us. We may feel as though we have entered a state of absolute rest, where nothing is happening at all. However, in Buddhist philosophy, this state is far from being a void. Instead, it is viewed as the ground of being, a deep, underlying state of consciousness from which all experience arises. It is a fertile space where the potential for all mental and physical processes exists, waiting to manifest. In some Buddhist traditions, This state is referred to as Bhavangasiddha, which is often translated as the life continuum or ground of becoming. Bhavangasiddha is a subtle stream of consciousness that remains active even when we are not consciously aware. Unlike the waking mind, which is filled with thoughts, desires, and emotions, the Bhavangasiddha operates quietly and steadily, supporting the continuity of our existence. It is not an active, conscious form of awareness, but rather a fundamental level of consciousness that maintains the flow of life even during deep rest. This understanding aligns closely with modern scientific concepts of deep sleep. During slow-wave sleep, the brain's electrical activity is dominated by slow, high-amplitude delta waves, which are associated with the deepest levels of relaxation and restoration. This phase of sleep is essential for repairing the body, restoring energy, and consolidating memories. Despite the apparent lack of conscious thought, the body's most vital processes, like tissue repair, immune system strengthening, and metabolic functions, continue in the background. Interestingly, though conscious awareness diminishes in deep sleep, fundamental awareness remains active at a subconscious level, preparing the body and mind for the transition back into wakefulness. This idea closely parallels the scientific understanding that even during the deepest stages of sleep, the brain is still working at a lower level. It is this continuity of awareness, this deeper stream of consciousness, that ensures we wake up the next day ready to engage with the world. Even when we are unaware of it, the body and mind are in a state of preparation, ready to resume their activities once we awaken. Buddhist teachings remind us that, despite the quiet and stillness of deep sleep, the fundamental awareness that lies beneath the surface never truly disappears. The mind does not become inactive or absent. Instead, it enters a more subtle, underlying state of awareness. In this state, the mind is not engaged with external stimuli or with the thoughts and emotions that usually dominate our waking consciousness. Rather, it is in a state of profound stillness, where the chaotic fluctuations of the mind are temporarily set aside, allowing for a deep sense of inner peace and rest. This is significant because it suggests that even in moments when we are not actively thinking or engaging with the world, there is still an underlying presence within us. It's not a void, but a space of potential where all future experiences are rooted. The idea of Bhavangasiddha in Buddhism points to this fundamental nature of the mind, a consciousness that is always present, even when we are not actively aware of it. In this way, deep sleep can be seen as a time of mental purification and preparation, allowing us to reconnect with this underlying stream of awareness. From a practical perspective, deep sleep serves as a form of mental and physical restoration. While we are not actively engaging with the world around us, the subtle continuity of consciousness ensures that we remain connected to the flow of life. This deeper level of awareness supports the body's restorative processes, helping to repair the body's tissues, strengthen the immune system, and consolidate memories. It's during these moments of deep rest that the mind is allowed to recharge, ensuring that we can function optimally upon waking. Thus, while deep sleep may feel like a period of complete detachment from the world, it is, in fact, an essential and active phase of the cycle of life. Bhavangasiddha, or the underlying stream of consciousness, continues its quiet work, ensuring the continuity of our existence. This quiet awareness supports our well-being, prepares us for waking life, and allows for the deep renewal that comes with true rest. In this sense, deep sleep is not an end but a return to the ground of being, a place of profound stillness from which all life emerges. Chapter 7. Waking Up, the Beginning of a New Day. The transition from sleep to wakefulness is often one of the most profound and overlooked moments of the day. As the quiet of deep sleep lifts, the world gradually reappears. Sounds become clearer, light begins to filter in, and our bodies re-engage with the present moment. The weight of sleep begins to release, and we return to consciousness. While this may seem like a simple shift from unconsciousness to awareness, from a Buddhist perspective, waking up is not merely about returning to physical consciousness. It is also a moment to set an intention, a fresh start that can shape the day ahead. In Buddhism, the importance of waking up with mindfulness cannot be overstated. The Buddha himself was known to rise early, using the first moments of the day to meditate and ground himself in mindfulness. He understood that the way we begin our day has a powerful influence on how we will respond to life's challenges. Instead of immediately jumping out of bed and rushing into the demands of the world, the Buddha encouraged cultivating a sense of presence from the moment we open our eyes. By waking up with mindfulness, we set the tone for the rest of the day, allowing ourselves to meet each moment with awareness, calm, and intention. The practice of mindfulness in the morning is not only spiritually significant, but also has practical implications for mental and emotional well-being. When we wake up with intention, we can approach the day with clarity and a sense of purpose, instead of reacting mindlessly to whatever comes our way. A mindful morning gives us the opportunity to consciously choose how we want to engage with the world. Whether we wake up with a sense of gratitude, kindness, or calm, these early moments are crucial in shaping the mindset that will carry us through the day. Science also acknowledges the importance of the waking process. Cortisol, a hormone associated with stress and alertness, naturally rises in the morning, helping us to feel awake and ready to engage with the day. This natural hormonal cycle is part of our body's circadian rhythm, which regulates sleep-wake cycles. When we wake up in alignment with this natural rhythm, we feel more alert and energized. However, the abruptness of an alarm clock or an overly harsh transition from sleep can disrupt this process. Waking up suddenly can cause a spike in cortisol, leading to feelings of grogginess and stress. This physiological response is similar to the feeling of being jolted awake, which makes it harder to adjust to the new day and can set the tone for a more anxious, rushed experience. A more mindful approach to waking up allows us to ease into the day rather than being thrust into it. When we wake gently, without the harsh sound of an alarm, we allow our body's natural rhythms to gradually bring us back to consciousness. Taking a few moments to simply breathe deeply, stretch, or acknowledge the quiet around us before getting up can make a significant difference in how we experience the transition. By doing so, we cultivate a sense of calm and presence from the very beginning of the day, rather than feeling rushed or overwhelmed. This mindful awakening aligns with Buddhist principles of present moment awareness. The Buddha taught that the present moment is the only time we can truly control. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain, but in each waking moment, we have the opportunity to shape our experience. By taking a moment to pause upon waking, we remind ourselves that we can engage with the world consciously, rather than reacting mindlessly to whatever life presents. This practice of waking up with intention also connects us to our deeper inner awareness, fostering a more grounded and balanced approach to daily life. Waking up with mindfulness is not just about starting the day with a peaceful mindset. It is about creating a foundation for the day's experiences. Just as the Buddha used the early moments of the day to center himself and connect with his spiritual practice, we too can use the first moments of our waking life to connect with our own intentions, values, and goals. This sets a positive tone, allowing us to navigate the challenges of the day with awareness and grace, instead of being swept away by stress or distraction. Thus, by choosing to wake up mindfully, we can transform the most ordinary moments of the day into a source of peace, clarity, and intention. Whether it's through simple practices like breathing, stretching, or simply appreciating the quiet, we can bring mindfulness into our waking hours, allowing us to face the world with a grounded and calm presence. This practice not only aligns with Buddhist teachings, but also has profound benefits for our emotional and mental well-being. I hope today's video has given you a deeper understanding of sleep, not just as a physical necessity, but as a meaningful process for mental and spiritual renewal. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Your input truly helps us grow and produce more quality content for you. Thanks for being with us at Stillness Unfolded. Wishing you peaceful nights and mindful awakenings.